Isten Hozot, or Welcome in Hungarian. I'm your host, Maria, and you're watching The Spiritual World with Maria. The universal spiritual energy flows through everything we do, connecting all people and disciplines. Today we will be discussing the healing aspects, specifically of martial arts. By practicing martial arts, the potential to extend our lives can be greatly achieved. Among my other disciplines, I'm a professional psychic, published author, business consultant, and lecturer on many of the topics we will be discussing throughout this series. After our interview segment, please stay tuned for our spiritual corner and how to terminate stress with meditation. We'll be right back. Sifu Rudy Curry Jr. is a well-known martial artist and healer. He also utilizes energetic healing with bodywork. With us also is Chad Taylor, a student of Sifu Rudy and martial arts. Welcome to the show again. It's such a pleasure having you. It was so informative and fun the last time.
Okay.
Now, what drew you to this field in connection to martial arts and healing?
It's all part of the martial arts. When you study the internal arts, they go with the Qigong, and China is well known for acupuncture and the body work and massage therapy. So that's all part of the martial arts, because in order to hurt people, you have to know how to control. So if you're going to get hurt, you have to heal yourself first and foremost, and that of course extends to other people. A lot of martial artists were developed by guys who were doctors and spiritual people who were priests, like the Shaolin Temple and the Taoist Temple. So it's all connected. As I tell people, it's life and death, being well or being sick.
You know, and it's really funny, most people don't think about the fact that if you're going to get hurt in martial arts, even when you're practicing, you know, that somebody has to heal you, because you're not always around a medical doctor or holistic practitioner. You can't just run out and say, okay, somebody has to fix me so I can go back and practice. You know, and especially you were saying earlier that in many of the areas of martial arts, you know, healing is foremost and the arts are second, and in some areas the martial arts themselves are foremost. So it depends on type and what form you're doing.
Yeah, and the teacher you're studying with, everybody has different orientations. But as you get older, one of the reasons I got into the internal styles, because aside from those older guys having skills, a lot of them were like 10 or 15, sometimes 20 years older than they actually looked. And they were in great physical condition, so I wanted to stay young when I got older. I got 50 now. A lot of people don't believe me.
No, see, now you don't look like that at all. See, now everybody's going to run out now and practice martial arts. Just for that alone, it's worth it. Especially with women. Now, Chad, what got you interested in dealing with the healing energies?
Well, I think I've always kind of been more kind of a sensitive kid anyway, and just training with Sifu has taken me to more into spiritual aspects and things like that. Has helped me ground myself a little more so that I can grow as a person and, you know, other things like that.
Apparently it affects so many aspects of your life rather than just the physical healing and the internal healing. You know, makes a tremendous difference. Now, how is the healing part, connected to the spiritual life? The healing aspects of martial arts.
Well, you have to be well in order to really actualize your spirituality. Like a lot of people think suffering is part of being spiritual and all that, but I don't believe that's true. When you want to be your maximum best, I consider spirituality being the best that you can be. And that in order to do that, you have to be comfortable with yourself. So this involves mental, physical, and emotional aspects of yourself. And like through the fighting and other things, fighting is the ultimate test of emotional control. Because when you actually, like we have inner conflict that can cause outer conflict with interpersonal relationships.
Oh, and definitely.
Fighting and violence is like an extreme case of an interpersonal interaction gone bad. And when you begin to fight, you really face yourself. You'll find out your weaknesses and your strengths.
I would think rather quickly.
Yes, yes. So when you get used to going into the fire, it's like they say, you tempered and you come out a better person in the end. And then you realize there's things that could have been done different. And it starts an inner healing and a quest to, okay, I could have did this different. And it expands beyond your techniques and everything. So when you build up strength and power to deal with energy, at some point you realize this energy is what's actually used for life and not death. One of my teachers said, you are studying to develop chi. If chi is for life and healing, why are you trying to use it to destroy? Which is a contradiction in some ways.
Definitely, because I find that the more you get into the martial arts and the healing aspects of it, automatically your spirituality and your spiritual outlook changes, because I would think that it's very hard to the negative side on a spiritual level when you're doing so much positive with the healing and the forms. Okay. Now, I know you've helped many people with the health part.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you could give us a little demonstration of how the healing might work.
Well, when most people think about healing, they're usually talking of the hands-on. But with the martial arts, it's mostly a qigong thing, is where you learn how to build up your own energy. But as you know, being a psychic, we all are energetic fields, or whatever you could call it, different things. But we all radiate back and forth between each other. And one of the things with the chi or ki is to be able to transmit energy or through you. You're not ever using your own energy to heal somebody else. It's a universal.
Oh, exactly. You'd be depleted all the time.
So what we, sometimes we have energy projections, which just comes from simple breathing and mental concentration techniques, where you can actually send energy that other people can feel. And then it depends on your level of work or how much work you've put in. You can do some pretty miraculous things, but you can definitely make people more comfortable and speed up healing processes in different ways. So one way would be, for instance, if you're pretty sensitive, if you were to hold your hand out, maybe stay right where you are, and I project across at your hand, you could see if you feel anything.
Actually, you can. It's like a tingly sensation.
Okay, yeah, very sensitive.
You know, really, it's very tingly and more around this area. But it also felt like a wave.
Oh, yes. Now, also,
it's really
too, like I saw you were on the show with the crystals, people don't realize these are healing tools that can amplify. Crystals are actually amplifiers, if you know electronics and stuff like that.
Yes.
So if I project
and radios
through this, if I project through here, it'll feel a little different. You can see if you can sense the difference.
You know, it's funny, I could feel it, but it's more like a laser beam effect coming direct
I feel it
rather than the wave. You can feel it over there, right? Because it actually, but it's funny because it goes into your hand and then it just starts circulating. It's not like it goes into your hand and that's it.
Yes,
or goes through, but you can feel it circulating throughout your body. So it's very, very intense, but it's funny, that's more like a laser beam.
Yes, yes.
You know, very, very direct. You know, so if you were using it on Chad as an example, and you were using the crystal, that's more that you would be amplifying it the same way, or is it sometimes where he'd have to hold the crystal?
Well,
or you're just speeding up his healing energy?
It would, using it at that point would be like a laser, but you could also project, and the crystals help dissipate and transmit things also. So they actually have a mind of their own in some respects. So different crystals, like you said, would do different things or have different effects based on what charge you put into them or intent or focus. But in the martial arts, a lot of times we get bangs and bruises. And a lot of times what happens is if you learn how to build your breath energy, you can do self-healing. So whenever you get an injury, you project on it and it'll heal like 5-10 times faster than it normally would. It works helping family members, senior citizens, or a lot of times people come to class in pain with arthritic conditions. And you have some people who are lazy, they don't really like to do too much work. So once in a while you do a little something for them. But the important thing is to just jumpstart them and get them to do their own thing. But the healing comes in handy.
I remember you saying that sometimes people come to your class one of the many, and I've seen it on one of the demonstrations on YouTube as an example. That's just phenomenal.
Oh, yes.
But I remember you saying that some people come and they're a little bit skeptical. They're not sure what they're going to get out of it or what they want out of it. And as soon as they leave, they start feeling a little bit healthier, a little bit better.
Yes.
And then they gain the interest to keep coming back to you.
Yes.
And you were saying that it's really amazing that they don't think of that ahead of time. They notice after they start.
Yes, yes. The longer you do it, the benefits are cumulative. I've had people get off of medications. Blood pressure medication is
that's
almost
fantastic.
obsolete. People get rid of arthritic conditions. And it's very good. Your well-being and your stress level like plummets. If you work hard enough, of course, doing the meditation and the other assets,
Right.
areas of the art, you get to your perspective changes. So you don't take on stress to begin with. You learn how to accept people as they are, and
Your
you accept
perspective, you were
yourself.
saying, changes too.
Yes, yes.
You know, now, I know that you do so many things with martial arts besides the healing, that's just part of it, that you incorporate that. So if somebody was interested in coming to your classes on martial arts or gaining more knowledge about the healings, I know you have some DVDs out. Could you tell us a little about that and how people can contact you?
Okay, well, the DVDs I have are on, going to be on different aspects of the martial arts. So I'll have of course, the fighting stuff, which I'm known for, but then the healing side and the meditation and spiritual series I'm working on now will be available also, which will teach different types of Qigong, because I've studied with many teachers, by the way.
You were
also.
saying that some of the teachers are very, very well known. And
Yes.
obviously, you're well known yourself. You're not saying that, but I can say that.
Yes. If you would like information on the DVDs and other things, you can contact me at youtube.com and email to Sifu Rudy Curry Jr., or you can call me at 347-605-9605 for information.
Okay. Also, I was wondering, you mentioned that if somebody has a specific illness, such as, say, arthritis, that they can come and you could just work on that area, not necessarily on the whole body every time.
When you're doing healing work, you can go to specific parts
Besides,
and
right?
work on the problem area. But sometimes it's an energetic thing, sometimes it's psychological. So every case is individual. When they come, sometimes it's a systematic thing, sometimes it's just a local. But you can work with different things in different ways. Also send them to different herb practitioners, acupuncturists. I also graduated from the Academy of Natural Healing. So
You
I
do
know
body
many
work,
types
right?
of body work and massage therapies also.